Greetings, YouTube. Some of you may have noticed that the President of the United States recently told 4 members of Congress that they should go back to the countries they came from, when 3 of them were born in the United States of America. Admittedly, one was born in Somalia. But you know what they all are? You racist asshole? Americans. All of them are Americans. And they were elected by other Americans to represent them in Congress. Americans that probably aren't white racist men. You know, the ones that put you into power, you shit-gibbon. So yeah, that may have been the most overt thing that the president has said since inauguration, flat out. That may be the most racist thing he's ever said while in office. Now remember, he took a full-page ad out as a private citizen endorsing executing the Central Park Five, even though they were not guilty of anything. But he wanted them executed because he's a racist. And he's always been a racist his whole goddamn life. And now he's the racist in chief. And the people that helped put him into power, 60% of white men voted for the president, by the way. I believe it was 53% or 52% of white women voted for him. So the white racists of America voted for the president. Or I should just say racist, because there are other kinds of racists in America. They're all white people. And no, reverse racism is not a thing. In the United States, white people hold the economic, social, and political power. They're the only group that gets to be racist in America. It's different depending where you live. And in the U.S., all the racist folks are white. And the majority of the racist folks voted for the president, who himself is a racist. Now, it is true that there's a difference between the president and these 4 women. First of all, they're women, and they're women of color. And one of them isn't of a religion that he professes to be a member of. Prior to his becoming a candidate, I don't ever remember him ever discussing religion of any kind. It only became useful when he wanted to get elected. And now he uses the Christians of America, and he plays them, and he just cons them every goddamn day. And they just lap it up because they're fucking idiots. You can't be smart and vote for the GOP. There are 2 types of people in the GOP: billionaires and suckers. Look in your wallet, and you'll be able to tell which one of those 2 groups that you fall into. Hint: if you actually have to look in your wallet for money, you're not a billionaire. You're a sucker. So the president has, there is nothing that he can use as plausible deniability about this one. He just was being racist towards 4 elected members of Congress. And it's red meat for the red caps. They love this stuff. They are lapping it up. They can't get enough of women of color being put in their place. But you see, it's actually not putting them in anywhere. It's actually just making them angry. And these people aren't just going to roll over. They aren't going to just play along. Because you see, they don't need the president. They don't need his endorsement. They don't need his allegiance. They don't need his support. They don't need his voters, because those voters are never going to vote for 4 women of color, one of whom happens to be Muslim. So they just don't need him, much the same way that the United States doesn't need the president. And I'm hoping we can rectify that in 2020. I know I'm going to do my part. Now, sadly, I'm not going to get the presidential candidate I want, which is AOC. She's too young, sadly. If she were not too young, I would be definitely voting for her for president. And she wouldn't even be old enough to the next round because she's only 29. Would she just make the cutoff? It's 35. Would she just? Nah, I don't think she'll make the cutoff even then. But yeah, I want her as president. Really, I do. Because she's the only politician I can remember in a very long time that spoke to anybody in any way that seemed to make any kind of sense. But right now, I want to make sure that everyone understands that the president and all those who support him are racists. Don't let them shrug that off. Don't let them play that down. They're racists. Make them own it.